In September 2000, two guys flew to Dallas and offered to sell their entire company for $50 million. The man across the table turned them down without a second thought. That company was Netflix. The man who said no ran Blockbuster, a business doing $6 billion a year in revenue. 10 years later, Blockbuster was bankrupt. Every store closed. Netflix is now worth more than $250 billion. This is a story of one of the most expensive no's in business history, and why the smartest executive in the room made a call that destroyed his own company. Rewind to the late 1990s. Blockbuster isn't just a video store, it's an institution. Over 9,000 locations, 60,000 employees. If you wanted to watch a movie on a Friday night, you drove to Blockbuster, walked the aisles, and rented a tape. Return it late, you paid the fee, no exceptions. Those late fees weren't a side detail. They made up a significant chunk of Blockbuster's annual profit. Meanwhile, in California, two entrepreneurs, Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph, had built something small and strange. A company that mailed DVDs to your house. No stores, no due dates, just a red envelope. By 2000, Netflix had fewer than 300,000 subscribers. It was losing money fast, on track to lose $50 million that year alone. With the dot-com bubble collapsing and investors running scared, Hastings and Randolph made a bold move. They flew to Blockbuster's Dallas headquarters to meet with CEO John Antioco, hoping to sell. The pitch: Netflix becomes Blockbuster's online arm. Blockbuster promotes Netflix in its 9,000 stores. In exchange, Netflix wants $50 million. For a company worth billions, it was a rounding error. Antioco later confirmed the meeting happened and that Netflix did offer to sell for $50 million. Though he's disputed the popular version where he mocked them outright, saying there was never a serious formal negotiation to begin with. Either way, the outcome is undisputed. Blockbuster passed. To Antioco, a money-losing mail-order DVD service serving a niche of movie enthusiasts didn't look like a threat. It looked like a rounding error not worth chasing. Here's what most retellings get wrong. This wasn't an obviously bad decision in 2000. It was, by the numbers, a rational one. Blockbuster was massively profitable. Netflix wasn't. Blockbuster dominated physical retail in every major city. Netflix was a website most Americans had never visited, and Blockbuster's entire profit engine, including those late fees, depended on exactly the behavior Netflix was built to eliminate. This pattern has a name: disruption blindness. When a company is so successful at its current model that the thing threatening to replace it looks too small to take seriously. The danger isn't failing to see a competitor. It's watching one and deciding correctly by every number you have that it isn't a threat yet. In 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. By 2013, every corporate-owned store had closed. Today, there's exactly one Blockbuster left on Earth. A single store in Bend, Oregon, kept alive mostly as a cultural landmark. 7 years after that meeting in Dallas, the roles reversed completely. Antioco reportedly reached out to Netflix, hoping for a partnership that might save Blockbuster. It never happened. Blockbuster didn't lose because Netflix outsmarted them in that room. They lost because even after the numbers started to shift, they couldn't bring themselves to dismantle a business model that was still making them money. Until a smaller, hungrier competitor did it for them. That's a pattern behind nearly every corporate collapse we cover on this channel. Not a lack of talent, not a lack of resources, A refusal to change while change was still a choice, not an emergency. If stories like this one hit me different, subscribe. Because next week we're covering a collapse that shocked even Wall Street itself.